Hello everyone, welcome back to another CS2 sticker analysis video. This is going to be a revisiting video of the Character Craft sticker pack, which I've covered a couple times now. This is going to be a bit of a shorter video. We're going to take a look at this collection's application rates over the past month, and not much else besides that. I've already covered a lot of the content that you can see on screen here, and in the last month there hasn't been a whole lot of changes. I will say though that a lot of our differences have kind of equaled out back towards zero. There were a couple imbalances back when I covered the Character Craft sticker pack, but everything else more or less is the same. I will not be covering price changes in this video because I don't think it's extremely pertinent or helpful. I think that information is readily available on many sites like Price Empire and etc. I'm not going to be covering that much. I will say that most stickers went down. I think the Flex sticker went up in price a good bit, and I think everything else kind of went down or is about the same. So you can see all this information on screen, but what I'll be covering specifically is the percent change of applications over the last month and the raw change in sticker applications per sticker in the last month. We'll briefly go over all that, and then I'll sum up with some closing thoughts and continue to look at the metadata that I normally collect. For the sake of your time, and I believe that most of y'all can read, I'm only going to cover the top 5 in this category, but these are the blues. On the top is their percent change, and on the bottom is their raw change in applications. I think that percent change is a little bit more of an important indicator, which shows that there could be trend changes based on stickers. For instance, the Strike Opposed only went up 7,200 applications, but that was actually close to a 15% jump in its total applications. So in number 1 we have the Flex sticker. Who would have thought that? It went up about 21% or 22,000 applications. That's pretty strong. The Flex sticker also went up a good bit in price in the last month. The second best performer over the last month was Blinky with a 19% increase at 12,000 raw applications. Then, as I mentioned, Strike Oppose had about a 14.5% increase at 7,200 applications. That's kind of interesting. Behind that is the XD with a 14.27% increase with about 6,200 applications. And in 5th is the Clown Wig at 11.5% with about 5,700 applications. The rest are either more popular stickers that didn't do that great over a period of time, hovering around 10%, or underperforming stickers like the Lefty T and CT stickers. I will point out that our worst of the month was the Quick Peek sticker at only a 4.24% increase or 3,700 applications. I have all that information written down here for the blues, and as you can see, it's kind of more or less what I just spoke about. But here you can see them ranked and also the timeline of when I collected this information back in October, November, and now in December. I also started collecting the information overall for the entire blue category, and we can see that we have gone up about 115,000 applications, or about 11.5% for the entire blue category in the last month. Some interesting data to be shown there. And if you like a more visual representation over time, here are all the stickers, their data points, and where they show up on a line graph. It's kind of congested, so it's not very visually helpful, but you can see that there are some outliers. Obviously the Flex is kind of gaining distance between 2nd and 3rd place. Down at the bottom we have our 2 Lefty CT and Lefty T stickers, both doing pretty poorly. And then the rest are all kind of middle of the pack, with a lot hovering around 60 to 80,000 applications. Alright, and things get a little less congested as we move into our purple and higher rarities, so I will cover these one by one. Our biggest winner of the month was the From the Deep Glitter with a 10.24% increase, or about 5,000 applications. Our second biggest winner was the Hypnotize, which I believe has had the biggest price change over the last month at 9.5% increase with 6,600 applications. And third is actually Kawaii Eyes, which is a little surprising, at 9.28% increase, or about 4,000 applications. After that is the Say Cheese sticker with a pretty decent 7% increase, or 2,800 applications. And last is the Taste Buddy, the most expensive sticker in this category, at 3.49% increase, or about 2,100 applications, which is still pretty good considering that this is hovering around $7 on Steam. Here's all that data written down, and you can see the different timestamps as well from October, November, and December. And the whole category as a whole had about 20,000 applications over the last month, or about a 7.8% increase. Nothing too crazy here, actually pretty steady across the entire list. I would say the Taste Buddy is the biggest underperformer. Obviously, it might be a little overpriced still, since the hype. Everything else is kind of decently hovering around 7 to 10%, so nothing too outrageous. No big trend changes in this category. And again, if you like to see this data kind of visually interpreted over time, we can actually see that the Hypnotize has done very well over the last few months. It was pretty much tied with the Taste Buddy Hollow back in October, but it slowly gained a bigger and bigger gap between first and second place. You can say the same for the Taste Buddy in reverse. It's kind of flattened out over the last month, and the bottom three are all kind of just going at their own pace with no big swings either way. Up next is the foil category. The biggest winner this month was the red shades, remaining to be the most popular, with a 9.06% increase, or about 1,500 applications. That's pretty strong. Second is the gold teeth at 6.8% increase, at about 9,500 applications. And very closely behind it is the mustachio at a 6.72% increase, or about 750 applications. So second and third are pretty close together in terms of increase over the last month, but red shades does take the victory in this category. And here is that data in a more visual table format. As you can see, it's exactly what I just said, but overall the pink category gained about 3,200 applications in the last month, or about a 7.7% increase, doing decently well. But it has most of that to thank for the red shades sticker, which is about half of the total applications for the whole category. And here's that data in a more visual format on the line graph over time. Nothing really crazy to see here. The spacing between each of the three stickers is remaining pretty static. As more stickers get applied, the gaps between the three stickers kind of widens, but the width of those gaps is kind of accounted for with how many applications there are. And finally, we have the red lenticular stickers. The googly eye is number one at 7.26% increase, or 640 applications over the last month. Very strong for a red. And then the side eyes at a lesser plus 5.82%, or 333 applications over the last month. Here is that data shown in a table format, and it's exactly what I just said, but we had about less than 1,000 applications over the last month for the lenticular category, or a 6.69% increase. Nice. And here's that data on the red applications over time. And as you can see, there's just a big gap between side eyes and googly eye that does not look like it's getting any narrower. They're staying about the same distance between each other. So I think we can tell which sticker is the favorite from the lenticular category. This is looking at the trends for the entire qualities themselves, blue, purple, pink, and red. At the top of the screen is the raw change, so the blues went from 886,000 to 1.1 million over the last 3 months, purple 230,000 to 284,000, pink 37,000 to 45,000, and red from 13.3 thousand to 15.5. On the bottom is the percent change between the months and then the total. We can see that between October and November, the blues went up about 12%, purples 15%, pinks about 13%, and reds 9%. And between November and December, we can see that the blues went up 11.5%, the purples went up almost 8%, the pinks about 7.5%, and the reds just shy of 7%. The total gains since I started collecting this in October shows that the blues have gone up just shy of 25%, the purples have gone up 24%, the pinks have gone up 21.5%, and the reds have gone up 16.3%. I do want to point out that the purples had a really good month between October and November. Interesting. Piggybacking off that data, I went ahead and showed the relationship between the current actual applications of these stickers amongst each other. The actual blues were 1.1 million, purples 263,000, pinks 45,000, and reds just 15,500, for a total actual applications of about 1.43 million for the Character Craft sticker pack as of December 18th, 2025. We can see that the blues are doing pretty healthy at a 77%, purples just shy of 20%, that's expected, pinks a little greater than 3%, which is good, and reds are, I don't know what they are right now, I can't really see what that says. So yeah, this has gone up a good bit since the last time I got this data. Additionally, I readjusted my bottom line estimates. This is based off of the googly eye lenticular. This shows that our provable bottom line based on application data for the blues is about 2.886 million, purples at about 577,000, pinks at 115,000, and reds at only 23,000. So our reds, they had like 1,000 applied this last month, and there's only, according to this estimate, which is very, very, very conservative, assuming that no one is holding on to any reds and that they're all going to be applied, which is not true, shows that there's only about a 7,000 difference between current actual applications and bottom line. So that might get narrower and narrower as time goes on. And as you can see, the relationship between the actual applications and our bottom lines are also listed in the percents. With the blues at about 38% of their estimated bottom line, the purples at about 46.69%, nice between their bottom line. Pink's at 39 and the red's at a very healthy 67%, but our total is just shy of 40% between our estimated bottom line of 3.601 million stickers that provably exist. So yeah guys, that's the updated information for the Character Craft sticker pack. I definitely think that there are still areas to make pretty good investments in this sticker pack collection. So I would peruse this data. I'll have it posted in my Discord as always, so please go join the Discord and, join the discussion. But I still think the Character Craft sticker pack has some good places, some good entries, some things that still seem to be overpriced, some things that still seem to be underpriced. But I definitely think that having this data and seeing the trends over the months can definitely help you gauge where interest is and maybe get ahead of the curve in terms of investing into these stickers. As always guys, I thank you so much for watching this video, for giving the support in the most recent videos as well. Please drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and drop a dislike if you disliked the video, and please tell me what I can do better in the comments down below. But yeah guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this video is a little bit shorter than the normal videos. This is pretty simple data. But I thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a blessed day and a blessed week. Thank you.